So, many foreign people ask themselves why Brazil doesn't grow up if Brazil has so many natural resources and apparently is so rich. I live here in Brazil, I'm a native, okay, lived here over the last 35 years here, opened 2 businesses already, hired some employers, and I was in the inside of business. And I know pretty well how the economy works from the inside, and can explain you why the economy doesn't grow here in Brazil. Okay. So first of all, there are so many factors that contributes to this that I could tell them all in this video, and it will be very long. But I can say you some of the main factors that prevents Brazil to grow up economically. So, first of all, let's understand what makes an economy grow. Well, for the capitalism to grow, you have to be a good business environment, okay? Here in Brazil, we have, to be frank, to be honest, we have a terrible business environment, okay? Why? What happens here? Well, first of all, try to open a business and tell me how many months the bureaucracy takes the bureaucracy to let you open the business, okay? You stay many months to open the business, and we have to pay the rent of your business. And it's bureaucracy when you open the business. When you go to hire the employers is other big thing, okay? You have to pay a lot of taxes inside your employees' wage, okay? So if you pay 1,000 reals of wage, you have to pay in the total 2,500 reais. Why? Because you have to pay the government, the taxes. There are so many taxes. The labor laws are this big, like this. And there are so many laws that it's impossible you to know all the laws. There are some laws that are simply unfair and absurd. So there are much absurd laws. Let me mention one of them. There is one law that says if you raise the wage, you cannot go down the wage. Wow, man, what? That's a very absurd, because the government deducts if your company grows, she will always grow to pay the wage, okay? The company will never go down, okay? So it prevents the wages going up, okay? Man, this is one thing only. There are so many absurd laws, absolutely insane laws that I couldn't mention in this video, okay? There is another factor, the mentality of the population. If you hire somebody, people in general has this anti-capitalist mentality here, leftism, that people in general doesn't like business owners. There are exceptions, okay, but the general culture is like this, okay? So it's not a productivity capitalist culture we have here in Brazil. It's an anti-capitalist, anti-productive, and that makes things so difficult. That prevents so many jobs of being opened. That we have just few jobs here, and people are very afraid of opening business because it's so difficult to open the business that everybody starts to tell to the others that's very horrible open the business here. And so people go to study to work for the government, and you have qualified minds that are studying in this point of time to work for the government, because there are so many advantages to work for the government. The wages are a little bit better than the private sector, but not so big, so better, okay? It's like just a few better, okay? But the main advantage is that you cannot be fired in your public job. You can be fired, but in the practical terms, it's very difficult. You'll never be fired. You stay there forever working for the government and receiving this wage that's guaranteed, okay? Kind of this. So this make very little incentive to open business and high incentives to work for the government. So there are so many complex things. The tax the government charges in your business are not based on revenue, are based on the main income, okay? So even if you don't have the revenue, you have to pay tax. That's very unfair, okay? Because it makes the taxation be almost a fixed expense, okay? This higher the price in the economy makes people poorer, okay? Makes them the money flows slowly in the economy because we have less jobs, we have high tax, because high bureaucracy, and this leftist mentality makes the money slows down in the economy, doesn't flow in the economy with the appropriate velocity, and that's it. When Brazil will grow up, when we break all this bureaucracy and leftist mentality culture, and culture is not an easy thing to change. It will take very many decades to change, okay? Culture is very hard to change, and bureaucracy is very difficult to change too, because we have much populism here, much leftism. And the final truth is that Brazil will not grow significantly for the next decades. I'm very sure of that, because there are so many complex factors and cultural things, okay? Cultural advances that Brazil can be a very big, huge economy one day, but will not be soon. As I said, will take many decades for this to happen. And that's it. That's why we have so many people leaving Brazil. People are running from Brazil. I know a lot of people that did that and that are pretty happy in other countries. And that's it. I talk in the channel about the advantage of opening business, because when we have this advantage, we have advantage too. And see my other videos to know the advantages. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you!